Hey guys, it's James back again with another video. As promised, we're going to talk about why the military has chose to transfer from the steel pot onto the onto the pasgt right here. And at this point they've transferred from pasgts to another form of Kevlar, and now we're starting to transfer into the fast ballistic helmets, which I do not have either of. The one actual updated pasgt, basically, Kevlar helmet I do have is stored away in my car for combat use only. I will not be taking it out of my kit for the sake of the video. But, I mean, it's practically this right here is updated shape, and I'll go over what's different on it. So, yada, yada, yada. Now let's hop into this video. So, everybody's asking me, why did the military transfer from the steel pot into the Kevlar helmets? Now, your steel pot, it's a good piece of gear, okay? You want to beat somebody's head in with this thing, beat somebody's head in, right? If you want to cook something in it, take your liner out and cook something in it. You know what I'm saying? If you get hit with a round by any chance, and it's, 22 could sometimes pierce this puppy every now and again. I've seen small caliber rounds, like right here. I've seen small caliber rounds ding off, but if you get hit in the right angle, you're going to die, okay? Rifle rounds, they're going in and out. It's a very thin plate of steel, okay? That being said, there's no real head coverage for your head. You have this on here, and this was designed because in World War I, as I was in World War II, and, the Vietnam War and everything like that, a large majority of head wounds were not from rifle rounds. A large majority of head wounds were not from rifle rounds, and a large majority of casualties were not from rifle rounds. They were actually from shrapnel, which is, as today, still states as the biggest killer in the United States military, is actually shrapnel and, explosives. So that being said, a whopping 30% of the casualties in the war were actually from direct rifle rounds that ended up killing the person afterwards. That being said, that doesn't count into the people that were actually shot and then rehabilitated. But this steel pot here is from the 50s, and it was used in combat. As you can see, it's got a few battle bangs, as I like to call them, battle bangs, bing bong booms. Now, would you rather, and this is a question for you, would you rather have something with a leather strap holding this and this together, which means the leather strap breaks in the field and now your shit's clunking around? So, for example, leather strap breaks off, which this is the leather strap that should be going through the helmet and everything. So you're running, you fall over. Oh, now you have a piece of plastic, which is good if you're sitting in a tank. Obviously, it's gonna keep you from dinging your head up too bad. It's not gonna stop you from a concussion, because I can feel that percussion right there. But it's gonna stop you from breaking your head. It's not gonna stop anything else. All right. So that breaks off. Your steel pot goes flying, and now you got this problem here. Okay. So now you've lost the only protection that this thing ever, this 2-pound piece of gear ever gave you, is now gone. Okay, you're left with this piece of extra weight plastic. All right. So there's the first part. The second part is these things can rust. You're out in the field and you got a steel pot on, and it starts rusting. Let's say you're out there for about a year for some weird ass reason, which could happen, especially in Korea and all that shit, which was around the time when the steel pots were there. Now you've got a rusted piece of gear sitting on your wet head. So now you're getting rust all in your eyes if it starts raining really hard and your gear starts to fail you significantly. Okay? It's happened. Alright? So now what you're saying is you got something that will stop against shrapnel, which is great. You know what I'm saying? And which is what you need. You need something to stop against shrapnel, right? So it'll keep your ears clean, it'll push the shrapnel off, it'll keep the shrapnel out of your eyes. It's a good tool. You can use it to dig and everything. It's great and all. It's a good tool. But you have utility tools on your belt that do the same shit that your helmet can actually do for you, alright? And again, you can beat somebody's head in with it, but you can do that with the butt of your weapon, the side of your K-bar, all that. Okay? You got this hefty piece of gear that's not going to protect you from a 7.62 round, which is what you're getting fired at with. Okay? This goes from World War II all the way up to Vietnam. 7.62 round, it didn't really start until around, shit, you're firing K98 rounds at people. They're going to go in and out of this motherfucker. It's going to kill them, okay? So, you got that, all right? They're also very noisy. You hear that shit? okay? And they're not very, you know, you can put a helmet cover over them, but they're not going to fit very comfortably. You know, stuff to sit on that's just going to go inboard. All right, so the pro to this thing is it's a little bit lighter than the pasgt, okay? It's honestly a lot more comfortable. I would rather wear one of these around all day long than wear around a pasgt, okay? In terms of comfort. Now, if I knew I was going up against like a bunch of people with a really good aim, I'm obviously going to put on a freaking pasgt because I don't want to fucking die, all right? So there's that, okay? That's the pros and cons of this thing right here. So it's a good tool, but it doesn't stop anything outside of your common pea shooter. It does its job, which is protect you from shrapnel, which is now actually a less of a problem. I mean, it's still a huge problem, but it's less of a problem, so they finally had the time and resource upgrade, right? So in Vietnam, they started making like Kevlar vests and everything to stop your torso from getting all tore up by shrapnel again. So they started thinking, you know, what if I did that and put it on my men's head? Okay, well, they did, and they came out with the pasgt, okay? So what the pasgt does, it's roughly the same weight. It's, you know, it's a little more comfortable. It's a little heavier, obviously. Keeps in a little more heat. My personal favorite. Honestly, I like the pasgt the best out of all the combat helmets that have ever come through the United States. And I don't care who thinks otherwise, but if I could get a brand new pasgt, I definitely would. Anyway, so you got your pasgt on here. It's comfortable, protects your ears very well. It gives you a little bit of an out space. Now, unfortunately, with these pasgts, it's a little harder to put on. You know, you can't put on earmuffs. So like the new gears you see, you can't really do that very well with unless you buy specially formed stuff or discomfort your head. So you have that problem. It's not too much of a, I mean, it's going to protect your head, but if you get any good hard bashes in there and you haven't like prepared your head for it, you're going to be in for a rude awakening, okay? Now, I've seen 5.56 be stopped by one of these. I've seen a few 7.62 rounds, you know, travel around. If you get hit about right here, or like right here, it'll travel around. But if you get hit head on from the side, you're going to have a bad day. If you get hit on from the top, you know, stuff like that, you're going to have a bad day. But it will stop rifle rounds and most pistol caliber rounds, okay? If you want to see a video on that, you know, let me know. I ended up shooting my other pasgt anyway because it's getting to the point where it's out of date, so I might as well just shoot the fuck out of it. But this one is still in date, awkwardly. It's like one of the last ones made, so hoorah. But yeah, so it's lighter. Obviously, you can still dig with it. You can't cook in this thing, obviously. You'll ruin the Kevlar. It's coated, so most of the shrapnel, when it does actually hit, won't just shrink down into your shoulders. It'll actually get caught up when it hits. It'll get caught up inside of the helmet as opposed to just digging off, which is another thing. This thing right here, the shrapnel would dig off and sometimes go into your shoulders or your feet if you had your feet hanging up a little bit, or your friends beside you, which is not good for business. But this right here will actually catch it and stop it. So that's a good piece of gear right there, if you ask me. And if I was going to hit somebody in the face and try and kill them and bubble their head in, this is a lot thicker, a lot more sturdy piece of gear. You know what I'm saying? You can really, you know what I'm saying, turn to a pope with this puppy. You know what I'm saying? So, take that into consideration as well. Also, on another side of this, you can drill things into this or tap things into it and actually put equipment on there. There's some that come, you know, pre-tapped right here in the front. And I do believe, yeah, right here there's some drill bits. Like, you can't see them. I can actually put an attachment right here. So I can put, you know, I can put my fucking night vision on there or a GoPro or anything like that. And there's even some that have some stuff on the sides. And then, obviously, you know, it's a better fit for your head. It's actually more, you know, gas mask friendly than this was. By all means, it was way more gas mask friendly. Shit, as a matter of fact, I'll put this Check M10 on so you can see that real quick. And then I would put my Draeger on, but since the United States used the M17, the Check M10, which is a clone, would technically fit pretty comfortably with it. In which it does. Obviously, you can't strap your shit back up unless you stretch it all the way out and choke yourself out with it. But, I mean, the point is you can put your helmet back on, and it's not really going to go anywhere. I mean, if you see me just kind of, it's not going to really go anywhere. It's on there. So, obviously, with the new Avon FM50s and stuff like that, you have better fits, better seals. probably fit better with the new helmets that we have now. So that's basically about my pros and cons personally. And you know, I'd rather have something that can stop rifle rounds on my head, especially since I live in like suburban, so you can change from 3-story houses up to like rural areas with a bunch of berms. I'm poking my head around. I don't want my head to come off. So somebody starts popping at me with a pistol round, and just put my head down, and I'm good to go. But if somebody starts popping at me with a freaking 22, I'm gonna die. I'm dead. I'm game over. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a little bit of consideration. Steel pots have their pros and cons. They're a little bit lighter, a little bit more comfortable around the head area. It gives you a little more of a percussion, which is, you know, a lot of rubble falling down in World War II, Vietnam, than there is now. It's a little more distance warfare. So I mean, straight round pops up, smacks you in the face, you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, lost a lot of velocity. But and obviously you'd be in fighting holes, so you're poking your head up. You don't want a 5.56 to go pop through your head, or you know, whatever bullshit rounds that the skinnies and stuff all that shit has. So you know, little Haji decides he's gonna shoot you with a 47U round, and it's got like bullshit velocity. Just, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have a concussion. You might even break your neck, but you won't be dead unless you obviously break your neck to a point where you do die. So that was my video. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Again, I'm not an expert in this stuff, but that's just common knowledge you can find on freaking the internet. And I've shot pasgets and stuff as well. You'd be surprised what they actually handle, and then you'd be surprised what they don't stop. For example, 7.62 rounds at very close range, they will really go in and out of these, which is kind of funny because you'd figure, you know, you made a pasget. Why would you not have something to stop 7.62 if most terrorists or terror groups that the pasget be going against fires 7.62 rounds, right? Well, that's just a big mystery, food for thought. Makes you wonder, right? But hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you got a little bit out of it. And if you got any questions, comments, concerns, or have anything that I said right or wrong, or like to add to, you know, obviously put it down in the comments. You know, like and subscribe, and I hope you guys had a great day.